Have you ever questioned how immigration shapes our world? Immigration, the movement of people from one country to another, is a fundamental part of our global narrative. This process can bring a wealth of diversity and cultural enrichment, fostering a vibrant mosaic of different traditions, languages, and perspectives. Not to mention the economic growth driven by the infusion of new talents and skills into a nation's workforce. However, like with any significant phenomenon, immigration also brings its fair share of challenges and negative impacts. These are issues that must be recognized and addressed if we are to navigate the complexities of our increasingly interconnected world. While immigration can enrich a nation, it also presents certain strains and pressures that cannot be ignored. The sudden influx of people can put a strain on a country's resources, infrastructure, and social fabric. But what happens when the influx of people becomes a strain on a country's resources? We'll delve into this and more in the next segment. Stay with us. Imagine a sudden surge of people needing healthcare, education, and housing. This is the reality we're facing due to the recent influx of immigrants. Our public services are straining under the load, struggling to cater to the needs of both the native-born citizens and the newcomers. The competition for these limited resources has skyrocketed. Our hospitals are facing longer waiting times, schools are overcrowded, and the demand for housing is exceeding the supply. The government is under immense pressure, trying to stretch resources to meet everyone's needs. But what does this mean for our everyday life? Well, it's simple. The quality of life is taking a hit. The strain on our resources is not some abstract concept, it's a tangible problem affecting us all. It's in the longer waiting times at the hospital, the overcrowded classrooms, and the inadequate housing conditions. The strain is real, and it's impacting the quality of life for everyone. How does a flood of new workers affect those already here? This question brings us to the labor market, which has been significantly affected by immigration. Without a doubt, an influx of immigrant workers willing to accept lower wages has resulted in wage depression. This means that the wages and working conditions for native-born workers in certain sectors have been driven down. This wage depression has, in turn, intensified income inequality and contributed to social tensions within society. But it's not just the native-born workers who are feeling the pinch. Immigrants themselves are facing hurdles in the labor market. Language barriers, non-recognition of foreign qualifications, and even discrimination can lead to unemployment or underemployment among immigrant populations. This situation creates a further pull on social services, adding to the strain we've already discussed. The labor market is feeling the squeeze, and it's causing social tensions. The effects of immigration on the labor market are undeniable and need to be addressed thoughtfully and swiftly. How well are we integrating our immigrants into society? This is a question that reverberates across the globe as we grapple with the challenges of social cohesion and cultural integration due to immigration. One of the most palpable challenges is the emergence of ethnic enclaves or ghettos, areas where immigrants predominantly live among their own communities. This self-segregation often leads to a lack of interaction between different ethnic or cultural groups, creating a divide in our society. Furthermore, this lack of integration can foster resentment and xenophobia among native-born citizens. Instead of embracing the diversity that immigration brings, some individuals may feel threatened by the unfamiliar, which exacerbates social tensions and impedes the creation of a harmonious society. These issues underscore the importance of promoting cultural understanding and social inclusion in our communities. However, with the current state of affairs, building a cohesive and inclusive society is proving to be a challenge. What happens when a few bad apples slip through? It's a question that's been on many minds as we consider the implications of immigration on public safety and national security. While it's crucial to remember that the vast majority of immigrants are law-abiding folks seeking better lives, it's equally important to recognize that a small minority may pose significant risks. These risks can manifest in a variety of ways. Human trafficking, for instance, is an abhorrent crime often linked to immigration, with vulnerable individuals being exploited for unspeakable purposes. Drug smuggling, too, is another concern, with illegal substances potentially crossing borders, concealed within the tide of human movement. And then, there's the specter of terrorism, a threat that looms large in our collective consciousness. So, what's the answer? Many argue it lies in tighter border controls and more stringent immigration policies, measures designed to filter out potential threats while still welcoming those in genuine need. Stricter border controls and immigration policies are being called for to keep us safe. So, what can we do to address these issues? The answer lies in adopting balanced immigration policies that take into account both the benefits and challenges of immigration. This means implementing fair and efficient processes that attract skilled immigrants who can contribute positively to our economy and society, while also addressing the issues of resource allocation and social integration. It is crucial to allocate resources effectively to ensure that public services can adequately cater to both native-born citizens and immigrants. This includes investing in healthcare, education, and housing sectors to manage increased demands. Promoting social cohesion and cultural integration is equally important. This can be achieved through inclusive policies and programs that encourage interaction and understanding between different cultural groups, discouraging social segregation. We must also continue to uphold public safety and national security while ensuring the rights and dignity of all individuals are respected, but know when to draw the line. Get involved in the conversation. Subscribe to It's Polarizing on YouTube to stay informed and make a difference.